Hello friends, it's Karla back today, and we are going to make a layout with Heartfelt Creations and some other fun things. So I will give you a look at what I've got here today. First of all, we have the Heartfelt Creations Elegant Mosaics stamp set. This is a two-piece stamp set, and you can see it's got this beautiful mandala design. It's almost a lace-like, and I thought this would look really great. We're going to do some fun things with some Tonic Shimmer powders. So this is the stamp, one of the stamps we're using. We've also got the Friendship Sentiments. So you'll find all of these sentiments on this set. Then we have this beautiful paper pad. This is from the Garden Lily collection. This paper pad has 24 12 by 12 papers in it. I have taken some out, and this just gives you a little peek. There's 2 of each paper. So that is the paper collection. We also have some watercolor cardstock from Tonic. It's Craft Perfect, and this is 8.5 by 11. Then we have these shimmer powders. These are from Tonic as well. So Nuvo shimmer powders. We've got some Nuvo Glimmer paste, which is beautiful and shimmery, and this is in the Moonstone. We've got some OLFA scissors and an OLFA ruler as well. Then we've got some zebra pen products. We've got a black Sarasa porous pen, and we have a pencil. It's the M-301 MP. It's just a really fine 0.5 lead, and I always like having a pencil when I'm doing some scrapbooking. We've got a piece of the 12 by 12 Creative Scrapbooker Super Stock, which is a really nice sturdy cardstock, and that's going to be the base of our layout. We have a stencil from Ranger. We've got some embossing powder and some clear embossing ink from Ranger as well. This is a little spatula from Nuvo that is for putting our paste on. Then we have the Easy Runner Grand from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. This is the Ultra Permanent. I like it because it's really nice and sticky, and you don't have to worry about anything falling apart. And then we have some Robin's Nest Dewdrops. So we might pull a couple other things out, but for now, this is what I'm starting with. I'm going to use the April 2023 Sketch Challenge. This is in the Creative Scrapbooker Sketchy Challenge group. We have a new sketch each month. We will start off by cutting our watercolor cardstock, and this is 11 inches long. So I'm going to cut it to about 6 inches wide. We could cut it down a little later if we decide we want to. This is the Tonic trimmer. It's going to be the middle piece, and this is what we're going to add those fun shimmer powders to. Let's go ahead and cut some papers. We've got our watercolor paper piece and the stamp press from Tonic. And we're going to put this inside and do some stamping and embossing with white embossing powder. So here's our Elegant Mosaics stamp set. Just gonna grab my ruler and just give a quick little check, just to kind of see that we're fairly close. I'm going to apply the white embossing powder over the stamped image and tap that off, and then I'll use my heat gun to melt the powder. I've gone ahead and added stamped images to the whole background, the border, and that mosaic image. And now I'm lightly misting the watercolor paper with water and I'm going to start tapping the shimmer powder onto the background. And you never want to squeeze these powders, you're just tapping lightly. Lots of color will still come out, and I'm just going to add the color in various areas. After I get my color layered on, I can go in and lightly spray. You can see the beautiful color that's showing up with the water. I don't want to spray it too much right now, so I'm just adding some water and I'm going to set it aside to dry for a bit. Now I can go ahead and add the pattern paper to the background on my Creative Scrapbooker Superstock. I have the Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L Tape Runner, and I'm going to tape that paper directly down. Here's a look at that paper once it's dry, the watercolor, and we can add some more color on the background directly with the paintbrush just by tapping the shimmer powders onto the background of the glass mat. Once you add a little bit of water, you can then pick that color up with the paintbrush and layer it onto any areas that need some extra color. And this keeps the colors from completely mixing. You still get that splattered effect, but you have a little bit more control at the end to fill in some areas. And there's a look at that beautiful shimmery effect. I'm going to use the smaller Tonic trimmer. It's an 8.5 inch long trimmer to cut some white cardstock so that I can mat my photos. And here's a 1/2 inch circle punch, which is great for punching the paper and adding a reinforcer to the tag from the cut apart sheet. The media grip mat is very helpful to lay small items on that you're adding some adhesive to. It just grabs them while you're using the tape runner and keeps them in place. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter paste through the Ranger stencil. This is the Moonstone glitter, and it's a Nuvo Glimmer paste, and I'm using a Nuvo spatula as well. It just adds a little bit of shimmer and shine to the background and some texture. I cut the tags down just because some of it would be covered, and I'm cutting some twine just to add to those tags. Now I can tape the tags on and get my background all set up and add that lovely watercolored piece. I've got my zebra pencil and the OLFA grid ruler to add some journaling lines, and I have some Nuvo ink, and I'm going to add some stamping just to the top and bottom with the border stamp. I love using a sketch. I feel like it just gives me ideas about where to place things, and then I can embellish from there. I've got some strips of paper that I'm going to add just to add some details onto the bottom. And then I have my zebra porous pen that I'm going to add some faux stitching on using my ruler. I end up switching that middle photo to the left, I really wasn't paying attention to it, and it's actually a horizontal photo. This was my daughter's studio, and it was so nice to go for a little tour. And I have a stamp that I'm going to cut out. I've also stamped one of the sentiments on the tag at the bottom, and I'm using the Nuvo ink. So I can just fussy cut out with the OLFA scissors and add this word directly to my photo. Here's one of those beautiful flowers from the cut apart sheet, and I'm going to add some foam dots using the foam circles from the Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L, just to give it a little bit of dimension. I'm going to add my title using the grid ruler to keep everything in line, and I've got some Simple Stories stickers. And now I can just add some details with that Sarasa pen as well. I have some simple die cut shapes that I've used the paper to coordinate just some embellishments, and I'm going to add those as well as some of those beautiful robin's nest dewdrops around the page. And if you use the adhesive dots, they go on perfectly. These are the 1/8 of an inch wide dots, and so they're really nice for those tiny small dots. I have some White Blizzard Nuvo glitter drops just to add some details to the flowers as well as those star and heart embellishments around my page. So here's a look at the completed page. I love the lace look of these stamps and the background with the shimmer powders. I'm really happy with how this page turned out, and I love that I have these pictures of my daughter and myself scrapped. So thank you so much for hanging out today, and we hope to see you again soon.